Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing one of the topic, that is city creation. In city creation, basically we are discussing one of the topic, that is that is future creation. So one of the person told that basically, Sunil, you basically have wife basically. Then Sunil and I told that no, basically I don't have wife basically. I am divorcee person basically. Then one of the Sunil person told that basically, have you basically had the second marriage? Then Sunil and I told that basically no, yeah, basically I basically was not getting the job. No, basically, so I basically don't have the job. So I don't have the proper job. So basically I can't do the second marriage. So one of the person told that basically if you have not done the second marriage, that means basically your birth basically has not happened yet. Basically. Then he told that yes, basically. Then basically Sunil Arnay told that basically what is your age basically. So one of the satellite group basically asked the question basically. Then Sunil Arnay told that it's already 43 basically. So one of the person told that that means somebody has planned your late marriage basically. Somebody basically, some group basically, that basically group basically has done this plan basically. So one of the person told that if we finish the entire group, that group basically who has done your late marriage, who are basically in that basically the late marriage group basically, then he told that basically the group basically who are creating problem in your marriage life basically, and the group basically who are creating in your job basically, they are basically not allowing you to get the job. If you finish the entire group basically from Hindustan, then that would be okay basically. One of the satellite group basically told that basically. Then one of the person told that how the Sunil Arnar basically told that how basically you are going to recognize that basically, that these groups are basically creating the problem basically. Few people basically are very angry with Sunil Arnar basically, but they basically help Sunil Arnar basically. That kind of people also basically are there. So how you are going to recognize basically? Sunil Arnar basically told that basically from satellite basically you can't recognize basically which person is helping Sunil Arnar and which person is not helping Sunil Arnar basically. So that is very difficult to recognize basically. So one of the person told that if basically by chance basically if we do something basically in this area basically, that is because this software industry basically are controlled by this two group basically, because software industry is nothing basically in front of this group basically, because these groups are basically giving the data to the software company basically, that is first world war data, second world war data, third world war data. I have taken one example basically of first world war basically. This text box created by one group, Microsoft do the subscription of text box basically, so that the Microsoft can display the text box in the .NET and ASP and VBN .NET core basically. Microsoft framework basically, and first part basically track basically. So Microsoft created framework basically in this new frame basically, in this own basically, in this own frame basically. So they have created their own framework basically, that is sports group, because they have to handle the situation basically. That's why basically that group basically has done this. All sports group basically has created. Few people says that basically sports group basically have the data basically, that in this match basically this many run basically you have to prepare, and the opposite team basically is going to prepare that many runs basically, and that connects to the investment basically, that is connecting to the investment basically. So one of the person told that basically the business development groups of the sports basically, they are totally different group basically. They basically takes their expense also basically of the BCCI expense, of the salary expense basically from the public. So see basically how bad basically the groups basically are basically. They know that basically this is the match, this many ball is going to be balled basically, and this many run is going to be taken basically. So few people says that basically few basically the participant basically are professional basically, They basically came there because their investment basically is going to be into this match basically. Few people, that means basically few people, 1% of that basically each and every people basically in the stadium sitting basically their investment are connected with that match basically. Their investment means the uh, the company owner basically who are connected with the public basically, their owner basically are investing into that match basically. BCCI is just basically doing the organization basically, that this is the run for, they basically handles in the own situation basically. That basically we have already discussed basically, that how basically they handles the business basically, that is this run that run this run that run, in this ball this board hit it this that basically each and everything basically we have discussed. So sports investment basically is also there, that is the second part basically. And this basically third part also basically invest industry incidents basically also have figured. One of the person told that basically fourth part is also basically there, that is Bollywood industry basically. One of the person told that basically Bollywood industry, and that is basically the one of the person told that basically what is Bollywood basically. Then the satellite group told that basically 2 crore. The person basically was not able to understand what actually the satellite group basically told basically. That was actually he was telling that basically 2 crore people are connected with the Bollywood group. If these 2 crore basically finished, then basically the Bollywood will get finished. So one of the person told that basically Bollywood, do you think basically the Bollywood might not have done something basically? They might not have, they might have they basically might have kept the control also basically of the public basically. Then he told that yes basically. That's why basically they have created Bollywood Human Souls, Sholay Human Souls, that basically we have already discussed. Each and everything basically they have kept busy, and they have basically created 2 crore, and that 2 crore basically has spreaded into the environment also, and they have generated the energy also, and the people are basically watching the movie also, and they have created popcorn also and samosa also basically, that they love Shah Rukh Khan. No, public must love Shah Rukh Khan, public must love Salman Khan, public must love Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, public must love Abhishek Bachchan, public must love Amitabh Bachchan basically. That type of popcorn are also basically created by the Bollywood group basically. So it's very difficult to finish the 2 crore people basically. That is the Bollywood industry basically. Then one of the person wrote that if Bollywood industry basically is not creating the problem basically, then who is? Because you have entered, you basically went Mumbai city in many time basically, but they have basically not given the job basically to you. Then Sunil Larna told that yes basically, but entire Bollywood basically are not basically same basically. But they have not given, that means entire Bollywood has become one basically. Then he told that yes basically, they have become one basically. They were actually not supposed to become one, but they have already, and this incident basically is already generated. This incident basically is already generated. So one of the person told that the incidents basically is already generated. So one of the person told that this group also basically have become one. That is Infosys, Wipro, HCL, then Wipro, TCS, Capgemini. These all basically have become one basically. Then into that yes basically they have to become one basically. Reason, each and every company basically is dependent on each and every company's data. The creation basically of the software industry has done like that basically, that each and every company must be dependent on each and every company basically. This connects to the union of software company basically, that if one person basically is not getting job now basically in one company basically, they have fired that person, so the entire group has fired the person basically. Like this basically you can track. Few people says that basically this type of thing basically track possibility is not there basically, not supposed to happen basically. For that basically they are not doing this type of incidents basically. That is the one person basically is not getting job basically, and the escalation basically happens, that type of thing basically they don't do basically. So they basically gives the job basically, but in your case Sunil R Nair basically they have not given the job basically. Reason, it might be possible that the army group basically they might be creating problem to you basically. So in next videos basically we are going to see a little bit more about the army groups.